Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. This is going to be part 4 of the Kentucky Long Rifle build series. Now, from the beginning, I started with a 45 caliber CVA Kentucky Long Rifle kit that I bought at a garage sale. I bought the kit maybe 8 to 10 years ago and really forgot about it actually. Now, the kit itself was incomplete. I had no directions with it. I had the steel barrel, the stock, the lock, and most of the other components were either mismatched. I had duplicates of certain items, and a lot of the hardware was missing. So we assembled the stock, and in part 3, where we left off last, I had shot the gun in the white, so the barrel was unfinished. The stock was sanded, but had no stain on it, making sure my zero and everything was correct. It was all passable, good enough for a rough-in. So I brought the rifle downstairs and cleaned it up. I had some lost footage. So I cold blued the steel barrel, and then the stock itself, I gave it a real light sand, from the oils of my hand shooting it and the black powder residue to make sure I had good porous wood. Gave it a couple coats of stain, and then finished it off with boiled linseed oil. The rifle itself, came out really well. I'm happy with how it looks. It's definitely no showpiece, but it's not intended to be. So I didn't realize that I lost any footage until I came in to do the edit. So the shooting portion of the video is still intact. What you didn't get to see me do was the finish. You're probably lucky it wasn't the most entertaining thing ever. But I'll give you a few shots of the rifle inside to see how it looks. I'm pretty happy with it. And then we'll cut to the outside portion. Now again, this is dealing with wind outside. The wind was bad. I had to edit around the heavy wind the best I could. Bear with me. So I'm out here today with the finished CVA Kentucky Long Rifle kit. Sorry about the wind. I was waiting for better weather for this, but I'm kind of running out of time. I wanted a nice sunny day to show off the stock and the bluing. But this is, this is deer weather, so this is in its natural state, I guess. So I've got a target up 25 yards away. I'm going to establish a load for this, and then I'm going to file the front sight to get my elevation correct. When I shot this in the white, my windage was perfect. I was a little bit low. So I'm going to increase the powder till I'm comfortable with it, and then file the front sight down to get what I'm after. So learning from my previous experiences, I've fired about 5 caps through dry to clean the nipple out. So hopefully there'll be no misfires with it this time. Okay, I'm all charged up, 75 grains of black powder with a 45 caliber round ball with a looped patch. So I've got a paper plate 25 yards down range. That's generally how I zero my guns in. I see where they're at 25 yards and then back up to 100 and check my drop from there. So this is part of the building process, is the final sight in. So just remember, you know, there's adjustable sights and there's fixed sights, but just because they're fixed sights don't mean you can't move them. First shot, dead center. Everything's pretty tight. Fairly happy with the gun. I'm having some issues seating the cap on the nipple, but I believe that's operator error. I just need to get used to that. But you know, so far so good. Let me fire off a couple more and I'll show you my target. I've been shooting into a tripod that I lowered down to the ground and was shooting into the end of it. I just cut the line that had the tripod lashed together, so the whole assembly just collapsed. So this was my last 3 shots. This was after a sight adjustment. You can see, I mean, this isn't a target gun. This gun will flat out put meat on the table. So I'm real happy with how the rifle turned out. You know, this is not a showpiece at all, but I put it together myself and I'm really happy with the results. This looks like a fitting woods rifle. I love it. If you get a chance to work on one of these, I suggest you do it, but give yourself enough time. Don't make this a job. You could have knocked this out in a couple days if you would have worked all the time on it. But for me, I was just filling in the time with this. So this would be a great project over the winter. You know, maybe if you get your deer early, you know, start in December, January, weather turns bad, you know, get in the shop and work on this thing. So this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you next time.